Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking on the dreaded D-Rose. I got gum in my mouth again. Hang on. Alright. Little follow-up to the Lance Cade death. Harley McNaught, which is Cade's real last name, McNaught. Father of former WWE star Lance Cade responded to Linda McMahon's recent statement regarding his deceased son. McMahon claims that, to the Connecticut Post last week that she might have met him once when asked if she knew the former tag team champion. I reiterate the details of the WWE's wellness program. She then told reporters that the World Wrestling Entertainment can no longer be held accountable for the deaths of superstars or stars there or performers than a film studio could have prevented Heath Ledger's death. I don't know if she needed to go that far, but anyway, this goes on. Who knows what causes people to have addictions and do what they do? Her flippant response left Harley and his family furious, I guess. I've been with him for 2 different WWE functions where she came up to him and she knew him by name, McNaught said in an interview with theday.com. She disrespected him, McNaught said. She disrespected my family. And the McMahon campaign spokesman said, certainly wasn't Linda's intent to diminish any additional interaction that she may have had with the McNaughts. WWE has nearly 600 people and about 140 performers that I think it's understandably that Linda may not recollect every interaction that she has had, particularly given the fact that she's personally met with thousands of voters since re-signing her petition with WWE. Petition, but her position since resigning her position with WWE in September. Linda's very kind and sympathetic person, but she is human. I agree. McNaught adds that Lance would have cut his arm off for Vince McMahon, but it wasn't there in return. Vince is talking about. Vince don't care anymore about the man in the moon for them, and other than dollar signs. One thing that the dollar signs do bring to the wrestlers is a paycheck, and a lot of them get a hefty paycheck too. Of course, they got to work for it. People on the assembly lines has to do the same things, and sometimes they get hurt, and things just happen. Okay, former WWE diva, boy, this is the best news I've heard so far for us people, us guys that's watching this on the internet. Former WWE diva Stacy Keibler has split with longtime boyfriend, I don't know what his name is, Stutz. George Stuffs, something like that. I don't know. I don't care about his name. Anyway, the story goes that Keibler and her boyfriend discussed getting engaged last year, but have since gone their separate ways. Former TNA X Division champion Petey Williams turned 29 years old today, and it's said that he's currently working as a personal trainer in Michigan. Todd Grisham said on last week's SmackDown that Alberto Del Rio won a gold medal in the 1999 Pan Am Games in Greco-Roman wrestling. And this isn't true. Alberto represented Mexico, placed 4th at the 211-pound bracket, coming in 1 match short of winning the medal. So we've been lied to. Oh, what? We've been lied to again? WWE has done something similar with Jack Swagger, calling him a two-time All-American when he really has only won once. He's the only one ahead of me, though. Look at it that way. The plan is to push Alberto Del Rio all the way as a top heel, with the idea of eventually turning the babyface role of the top WWE's top Latin superstar sooner or later. Team 3D did not appear on TV this week at TNA Impact taping because their contracts have expired. The TNA team isn't booked for no surrender either, but kind of penciled in for a match at Bound for Glory. People at TNA expect Team 3D to be re-signed with the company. Maybe. Regarding WWE return, there's been a lot of people pitching for the Dudleys to return, but it would lead to a DVD release most likely. TLC things and tables, whatever match. Best of. So far, 3D returned to WWE. This is just an idea being pitched around. Nothing anyone with any power has made mention of much. But that'd be the reason to bring in. But that's the only reason they wanted to bring back. I would say they need to bring back Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage, make the get the 3Ds off Sting, make 3Ds off it. Bring back Team 3D. Get some DVD sales on those. There's a bunch more. Alright, the original plan for TNA's No Surrender pay-per-view to be held is going to be holding an elimination match with Fortune versus EV2. This is strange too. Poor people over there at TNA, they have a hard time. Anyway, the match will instead take place at the September 2nd episode of Impact instead of on the pay-per-view. The decision was made to have the match on Impact because the Sandman did not appear at the TV this week, and the feeling is that TNA is running short on EV 2.0 members. So they're kind of short on talent for the group this week at the taping. So they put, of all things, Brian Kendricks in with them on Tuesday night. That's I don't know. Anyway, here's the way the final card looks like on No Surrender. Jeff Hardy taking on Kurt Angle, Mr. Anderson taking on Pope for the semi-championship. I Quit match. TNA TV title, Tommy Dreamer, AJ Styles, X Division match, Sabu versus Doug Williams, Magnus and Desmond Wolfe taking on Motor City Machine Guns for the tag titles, handicap match, Jeff Jarrett versus Sting and Kevin Nash. Rhino and Abyss, Falls Count Anywhere at Velvet Sky, Angelina Love taking on Madison Rayne, and a mystery woman, most likely the ones in the big head, big helmet. August 13th episode of Friday Night SmackDown scored a 1.6 rating with about 2.5 million people, a little bit more. This third straight week, SmackDown had done a 1.6. They're stuck in a rut. Teddy Hart, by the way, is trying to get back with Mexico in the AAA promotion. And it's safe to say that his attempts at getting a deal with WWE is falling through. Alright. WWE is interested in recruiting athletes from China and bringing them to the U.S. to work. Got to get that visa done, though. Anyway, WWE wants a top Chinese star, similar to what Yao Ming, had been with the NWA. Anyway, based on just the reaction from the recent tour, feeling is that WWE can be a big success in the country, even without a native star there. TNA has contacted AAA promotion in Mexico about sending former Mexican national heavyweight champion Zorro to the United States as a regular roster member in a tag team with Hernandez. I guess the Zorro does come into, if Zorro does come into TNA, he's going to be using a different name, because I'm sure that's been copyrighted years ago. There's a lot of unrest in TNA these days, with several top stars are against officials still pushing for the EV 2.0. A number of the top stars are against the original idea of bringing in former ECW stars and giving them the hardcore justice thing, which cuts into somebody's paycheck. Word on Rob Van Dam's TNA status is that he's originally signed the contract for 75 dates, and anything over 75 dates is around $10,000 per appearance. Whew. Van Dam has already worked 60 days for TNA, and they don't want him to go over 75 in 2010. Ooh, let me think. What could I buy with 10 grand a day? They could beat me up. Road Warrior Animal will be signing autographs at the developmental show down in Florida, Fort Myers, Florida. Matches include NXT's Alex Riley versus Lucky Cannon in a 6-man ladder match. And they're going to find 4 more, I think. It's going to be 6-man. I only got 2 down here. And I better get off here. I'm about out of time. So thanks for clicking. I got to go.